looks awesome. Even watching it
40
again,
years later. Huh?
still looks so cool. Just almost everything about it, despite it being like low res, looks fantastic, I think.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is another episode of Split Screen.
That's great.
Movie Talks.
Movie talk.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Don.
And we are movie talking about the original Tron.
1982.
That's right.
I was a kid. I was like 13 years old.
I still didn't exist yet.
Not even close.
Nowhere near it.
Your sister's younger than you. Well, younger.
5 years younger.
5 years younger. No older siblings?
No older siblings.
Oh, so you had. Yep. They didn't even know you were going to be on your way.
Nope. I was ruiner of dreams.
Have a name yet, did you?
No.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Wow. It's too bad. You missed out. This was a big movie back then.
I did eventually see it.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I guess.
It's definitely not the same.
Yeah, it's not really genre changing.
Particularly when arcades were big in 82, and this played into the whole arcade culture.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, no, we ate this up. This was one of our favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
This, along with Last Starfighter and My Science Project, and there's a whole bunch of movies that came out, The Explorers, that all sort of had this particular look and feel. This one is unique and it's in everything, but there was just a lot of stuff that played into arcade obsession.
Yeah. And that kind of I wish that almost kind of continued, but hey,
it's sad it's not.
Yeah.
One, you were out of the house, which is great. You weren't sitting in your room playing on a computer.
No.
Sorry, live streaming on Twitch at 2:00 in the morning when you're 15.
Mm-hmm.
So you were at the arcade, you were running around. A new game would come out, you get all excited.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, new box would come out. And you find out that it ate your quarters.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I always hated Cube. No. Gross game. You ever play that? You even heard that game?
Not in an arcade. No.
It was this little. It was in that horrible movie Pixels with Adam Sandler. Did you see that?
No.
I'm gonna have to torture you with that.
No. I knew that was bad, therefore I avoided it.
So you don't know if you know the one I'm talking about, but yeah, no, there was a lot of crappy games like that. But
yeah,
the Tron games were awesome. We loved them. When you get to play the frisbee and the light cycles.
Yeah,
I mean those were, and they were hard. And I do remember getting to the boss, because the boss in the arcade version was almost identical to this. Pretty simple. Behind it though, you're just throwing a disc.
Yeah.
At some panels.
So how cool is it to see it like visualized like this?
It was great.
Yeah,
it's definitely great. And it turns out that the arcade, the merchandising made a lot of money on this, and the movie made a profit, because it was only made for $17 million, which is quite a bit back in 1982.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Particularly for something as experimental as this. But it made a decent profit in the box office. But of course, Disney being Disney, it didn't make enough for them.
Yeah.
That's why it took 30 years to make its sequel. But still, we got this treasure. It's one of the. You've seen The Last Starfighter, right?
The Last Starfighter.
Oh my gosh! Stop it! Are you serious? The Last Starfighter.
Maybe not. No.
All right, that's on the list.
Okay.
Very quick list.
Let's get into our three things.
Let's get on it. Well, why don't you tell what Tron's about first?
Tron is about.
He has a tendency to be very long-winded.
I have a tendency to fall for his interruption.
So we're gonna time you. I would say we didn't set the timer up, but I'm gonna start counting now.
Tron is about a group of people who work for a company called Encom that realize that the master control program is messing up stuff, kind of ruining things, and the Encom CEO would be corrupted or in cahoots with it. One of the programmers, named Alan, is working on a security program named Tron to kind of oversee things including the MCP, which leads to the reason as to why his whole group kind of lost their access or clearance to getting to the MCP. There is Laura,
You saying MCP? That's control
MCP.
program. Yeah. I was saying MPC.
No, yeah, MCP, Master Control Program. So, is it Laura? I can't remember. Lori.
Laura.
Yeah. She works there. She does like lasers. She has a unique relationship with both Alan and then another programmer who was fired, who we see is hacking into the computer. The computer's
Flynn.
there. Flynn. Yep.
Yep.
She is, the ex of Flynn and currently dating Alan. So they have a very interesting kind of relationship between the three of them. And they all decide that they're going to,
Well,
get rid of
why is Flynn wanting to get in there?
Flynn is wanting to get in there because one, he was fired, so how dare he? But two, Dillinger had stole and took credit for his ideas.
Yeah.
So the video games that they've made and are playing, those were his. And once he was kicked out,
He's looking for proof.
Yeah.
Because he knows the code's there somewhere in order to get his property back, because he
Yep.
was going to create his own company with it and all that other stuff. But the evil Dillinger,
Yeah. Stole all the stuff.
man, David Warner,
Mhm.
one of the best actors ever.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, no, he was great. I mean, he had a presence, and he actually he had just come off of doing. I know you've seen Time Bandits, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was the big baddie, and he was evil in Time Bandits.
Mhm.
So,
He just has that face and look.
yeah.
He play a villain, really.
You know what I couldn't understand? So, to finish the synopsis quickly, I couldn't figure out why they needed a laser to take things into the computer. Why was that scientist working on that to do that? And why would you position it somebody at a table? So Flynn gets digitized into the computer.
They break in.
Uh, finds out that programs are living,
Mhm.
Entities. Connects with Tron, who's Alan's program.
Yep.
And their goal is to unclog the NCP's,
Uncorrupted.
blue beam, to the real world.
Mm.
And they go on a journey
Yeah.
to get it, and you got Ram, who's their little sidekick for a little while.
Yeah.
And Yori,
Mhm.
who's in the virtual world, that's Tron's girlfriend.
Yeah. Who looks like Laura, because again, it's the same relationship.
Because they write the programs, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Mhm.
So they end up having a big boss battle at the end with what was Dillinger's name in the computer world?
Oh,
You just said it too.
Stark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stark, who turns out that was a great. I like that. That was one of the best uses of a giant.
Yeah.
And pretty much anything. And then, they fight the Tron. Ends up destroying the MCP. And
Yeah. This is only after Flynn makes out with Yori and then jumps into the beam and
distracts the NCP.
I don't know what he really does. Honestly, he just jumps in there and it turns blue.
If you're in this world, you have in your user, which is what they call people from the real world, their users,
additional powers.
Yeah, you have some kind of additional power for some reason. Just you just do. The ability to disrupt things or to keep things from being de-resed, as they say. But anyway, what's your 3?
Looks awesome. Even watching it
40
again,
years later,
still looks so cool. Just almost everything about it, despite it being like low res, looks fantastic. I think.
Yeah.
Even the scene where I don't understand why it's a laser, but I appreciate that Finn got digitized that way, but being turned as like the graph with spots and it seemed like he was freeze framed and then broken down in the data. There was a little storyline with the way they did, even if it made
it looked
sense.
really good. I mean, that particular effect, fantastic.
Yeah. Also, when the MCP is kind of attacking, I guess other programs are trying to de-res them. That kind of like flashy blue, kind of
through their
transparent.
Yeah,
looks amazing. So cool. Too tight narrative for what it was. I understood it from beginning to end. I understood all the characters. They all had kind of a moment and a presence in a way. Yeah. Laura didn't do too much. You kind of thought it was more about Alan a little bit, but not so much really. It's really Finn in the world with
Yes.
Tron. Alan just kind of pops up at the end, after Tron gets there and lifts this to be like, "Oh, I connected to you. I know what to do,"
Yeah.
and gets the
That was so
program.
funny. Tron won.
Yeah.
I don't think you're yelling down the tunnel, the blue light, but that's the way they did.
Hmm. Yep. And then 3, I don't know. I just thought it did everything it needed to do. Even so, what's funny is, and I don't have that many things to refer this to in terms of maybe what things look like in escalation and tension and action. But even the little, just basic, low bit animations of like the bikes and stuff like that,
Beautiful.
it looked great. And it had a little intensity to it in certain cases because I felt the presentation, it just sold you what it was. So you just took everything they kinda gave you, and it was like, "This is what it looks like. This is the world." Here he is reconforming this even messier broken piece of a recognizer
Mhm.
or whatever, and you see that little but it kinda falls off the side and he loses a leg.
That was a good detail.
Yeah,
That was a surprising detail
yeah,
for this time. Yeah.
yeah, the direction, the people who worked on this, they knew exactly what they needed to do,
And it was
and I
great
feel it.
when he got inside into the cockpit of that and, he's driving around and he's got the joystick handles.
Yeah,
I mean, it all looked beautiful,
mhm,
every bit of it,
yeah, I just think impressive for what it was, like, across the
especially if
board.
you think 1982,
Yeah.
the technology they had back then. I mean, the supercomputers back then that they were
Mm.
using had less power than, the first Google phone just about.
Yeah. And when I compare this to follow up, we're watching this today because Aries is coming out and we're going to watch the next one after this in preparation for Aries. So when I compare it to some of the later ones, we'll see what Aries does. I just felt it was so much less, even though the capacity to make things
Yeah.
cooler or look better should be sky high. I feel something like
You
Tron should be another
I think
Marvel.
they strayed away from the original Tron itself. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that the second one's a sequel, but they didn't keep the feel, the weight of the first one. And,
Yeah.
the newer one, Legacy, is more modern times,
Yeah.
with modern aesthetics and, well,
Hmm.
we can do these great special effects now, so we'll do this.
Yeah.
And that's more of what I got out of the second movie versus this, which is like, yeah, let's just try as hard as we can and, you know, how are we gonna do this? And you could tell that they loved and they put a lot of sweat into this thing.
Yeah.
Just incredible. And I'm sure they put sweat into the other ones because every movie, particularly the ones like this,
Hmm.
there's a lot of work, but still, this movie, yeah.
All right. That's my 3.
All right. Well, my 3, and I already touched on it. This came out in 1982. I was a teenage boy.
Mhm.
It was part of our world. It was something that, I mean, it was up there with, Superman and Indiana Jones and, The Last Starfighter, which you don't know.
Nope.
So, this for me is a lot of nostalgia bait. Uh, um, definitely, I guess, cult status.
Mhm.
Uh, that 40 years later, it's still with me.
Yeah.
And I actually love that. And even though I've watched it many times over the years, watching it again for our movie talk, I had no problem sitting down and paying attention to it.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. And and oftentimes I'd find myself amazed at, like you said, which will be my second one, is the effects.
Mhm.
Amazed at the effects that they did in 1982.
Yeah.
And granted, parts of it are dated, but it's got such a unique style
Mhm.
that you don't mind. I mean,
No.
it's beautiful in just the way it's doing this. Everything in the layers. Because I was reading about how they did the bodies, and that took it's almost like Photoshop with the layers.
Yeah.
They did so many layers in order to come up with the look of the
Mhm.
people on there. I mean, that's why you see, black lines around people because they were literally laying things on top of each other. And, everybody was filmed in, they were wearing, white suits with black and then they would
Mhm.
mask things out. I just and all that was done, I mean, some of it was done, computer, but they couldn't render a movie on a computer back then. So each one was printed out
Mhm.
and worked on, you know, I I mean, that's nothing like that would happen today. Then
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like any studio would ever take the chance. Granted, there's new things like in the follow-up movie Legacy, there's, pioneering the de-aging process.
Mm,
Okay, I mean, we kinda expect that, but this one, it just it went above and beyond
mhm,
everything. And then my 3rd one will be the characters. Again, this goes back to my whole belief that, today we don't have characters. Back then, uh, um, Jeff Bridges was Kevin Flynn.
mhm.
It wasn't Jeff Bridges playing Kevin
Yeah.
Flynn. And same thing with Alan, Bruce Boxleiter. He was Alan. He was a programmer, computer programmer sitting in there. He was Tron. He wasn't just Bruce Boxleiter. Um, so I mean, and David Warner, who always just was. I hate to say this word, these words, bringing his A game to everything. He was
Yeah.
always a presence, everything he did, and he wasn't just David Warner. He was, you know, Dillinger,
Yeah.
or he was
So
Stark, or he was the Master Control Program.
mhm.
So yeah, characters all the way through. Even the scientist guy, um, that was really funny as outfitted. The one that was handling the transmission beam,
Mhm.
and he's got this. I don't know what the hell he's sitting in, but
I don't know either.
his face
Oh,
is just sticking through.
Dumont.
Dumont, yeah,
Yeah.
his face is just sticking through, and you're like, well, that's cool looking.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And just I hate to say this, I loved it because it's detail when they're on the solar ship,
Mhm.
and they're passing through. No, actually, it's when Flynn first gets there, and he walks past some hookers. Do you see that? Did you notice that?
I don't know if I noticed that. This one always
Yeah.
notices the most interesting things, yeah.
I like that's so like 1982 because you would not get that in a movie today, particularly from Disney.
Yeah.
And they're just, I don't know if they're hookers, but they're definitely dressed up, and paying a little bit too much attention to Flynn as he's walking by in a, hey boy, what's up, man?
Yeah.
It, it's just detail. So much
It is.
detail, so many characters, and I love that. I absolutely love it. And 40 years later, I'm still amazed by
Mhm.
this movie.
Yeah, because like I said, it's just a tight product. Like, almost everything about it is packaged well.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, in many cases, you would say, "Why are they kinda jumping to maybe conclusions?" No, it's just they knew each other. You know, the it could be lucky that the core trio that was needed to kind of figure this out were so close together, but other than that, it made sense for their relationship, how they treated each other, the fact that, Flynn still loves her, even
Yeah.
then, and getting little bits of that in their relationship. It was just really well done.
Yeah. No,
Really
I agree.
stellar
I agree.
for a, you know, video game movie.
It's more than that. I did do some back reading. The I don't remember their names, but the guy who originally came up with the concept had a animation studio on the East Coast, and they had Tron was actually part of an advertisement. They were experimenting with showing light through film to create, animation,
Oh,
and it was named Tron. And they thought,
but
well,
it's like The Void done well.
yeah, they decided they wanted to make a movie of it, but that was down the road because I mean it's obviously big, and
Yeah.
so they moved their company out to Los Angeles, and they were doing things, and they were doing animated specials for CBS or something like that, and
Okay.
something about the pet Olympics or dog Olympics. I don't remember,
Mm,
but anyway, it got canceled. So they're like, well, let's go ahead and move on Tron, and so they started pitching the idea. And this actually started in the late 70s. So Tron was, the idea for Tron, the computer world was being laid back then
mm.
in the 70s, which you would not think. Because I mean, I remember growing up in the 70s. Electronics pretty much meant a dot.
Yeah.
I don't even think we had the handheld football games. Do you remember those? They were just dot. You had like a little thing.
Not a
It'd be like,
dots.
"Tee, tee,
I think
tee."
Handheld with me was like the
We
first
had
Game
Pong.
Boy.
Pong was his inspiration, one of his
Yeah.
inspirations, because he
Makes
envisioned.
sense with the Frisbee.
Yeah, yeah, no, so the fact that the seed started back then, and it
Mhm.
and it grew into that, and Disney took a chance because, they were on hard times because I guess people weren't exactly in love with Herbie the Love Bug, which was, one of their major movies that were
Plus.
the kind of movies
Yeah.
that we loved it. I was a kid when the Herbie the Love Bug came out.
Mm.
We absolutely ate it up, and, I don't remember I we had to have seen it in the theater because it was that stuff didn't get shown on TV back then in the
Sure.
'70s, particularly for small kids, so I don't think we went to a drive-in. There was a theater in a place called Brookville that we went to see it, but anyway, that's why Disney, because they wanted to grow up a little bit,
Yeah.
and that's why this movie got made, or
Yeah.
how it got made,
Yeah. I just think when there's so that whole backstory just goes to show how this was like built on with like passion and time and
Yeah,
new options and different routes and all leading to here. And it all comes together in this movie.
and you wonder if people have passion today when they're doing movies.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because you'd see more impressive. And now every now and then a movie comes up and it tries it.
Every now and then, but not like
But
this.
not
Back in 1982, there was a lot of passion projects out there.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot. And I guess, because of Spielberg and the things that were going on with that, everybody wanted to try their stuff and they were able to get it financed and,
Yeah.
and get it shot. So there was more of a chance taker to be the next, ET and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
or Star Wars. But now, I mean, it's become so commonplace that I think the passion's been lost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, or, the powers that be with the money that control it are forcing their ideas more or
Oh,
wanting certain
yeah.
things. So even if you luck out and you have a passion, it doesn't mean it'll survive.
Yeah.
the
No, I mean,
obstacles.
in a good example of that for me is John Carpenter. Uh, Carpenter, John Carter.
Okay.
You remember that, right? Did you see it?
John Carter?
It's of Mars. Um, it starts out in the 1888 or something like that, and he
Okay.
gets transported to Mars and becomes a
Hmm.
theater about, I guess, not even 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago or something like that.
I don't know.
Just
I
called
don't remember.
John Carter. It's based off of a famous car. Anyway, there's a lot of studio interference with that, and I
Sure.
think that's what ruined it. So, I mean,
Yeah, that
not to
happens.
mention it's just it's a property, and of course, they write it, in order to, because it really is kind of a big story, but, you know, too much studio. I mean, the Marvel stuff, too much studio interference.
Yeah.
Once once Marvel went to Disney, all the creatives and the people who had passion for Marvel projects were fired,
Yeah.
let go, and replaced by, you know, executive producers and people like that, everybody had their little hand in it
Mhm.
until to the point we get the Thunderbolts and the Marvels
Yeah.
and Secret War, or Secret Invasion,
Yeah.
and,
And this Fantastic Four, which I'm sorry, it's
uh,
not that good.
don't bring that up. You're gonna I'm gonna go into seizures on that one.
For what you were sleeping, you wouldn't go through a seizure. You were sleeping soundly like a baby. Some of the best rest you probably had in a long time.
I'm gonna watch it again because I'll need to revisit it to find out if I actually hate it as much as I did.
It's not. I think it's easy to hate because one, overhype makes it really easier to hate because people were claiming, Marvel's back to it.
I had my sights set very low.
I know. And even then,
I had already been burnt. I had just seen Thunderbolts in the theater. So I had no beliefs that that was gonna be anything.
Mr. Fantastic didn't turn into a single cool thing.
Anyway, you're getting off topic.
I am.
See? You blame it on me. It's not
No.
me, is it?
See how
So,
long that
he went into Fantastic Four.
you started it with the Marvel thing in the first place, which
But
is why I
that's
brought up
that's the
Fantastic
connection
Four.
because the passion's been lost. It's been,
Sure.
I mean, granted, there was corporations back then, but passion projects made it through. I mean, Prince's Honor, passion project,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well, the passion should be for the story or the content itself. I feel passion is interlooped with like politics and other things. So the
It-
passion becomes
The
I have to
passion's
make a
at the
statement.
beginning, and then it gets watered down as it goes along to its final destination in the theaters, to where people are like, "Yeah, that was a movie. Let's go."
Mm.
Yeah. So, did you have like a favorite scene or something?
Yeah, I had a lot of cool scenes. One, I think the way Finn was like digitalized down was pretty good. Um, Another scene I really liked was the introduction of what the MCP looks like, that kind of flat thing. But it sold it to me. He looked like a big video game villain, right? And if that
He
was the
was.
game,
He was.
so
He was.
there you go. He looks like that. And then of course the way Stark kind of returned because Tron kind of took him out pretty quick. They had their little moment at the frisbee match, and then
Yeah.
Tron just boom like right through the head, which I'm like, oh, that seems gruesome for this movie. And then he gets the energy from the MCP and
Yeah.
grows, and that was super good stuff. I liked a lot of things.
You know what I liked about it is I mean, back to the special effects, the look of the world.
Oh yeah,
Because
color.
this is 1982. It's inside of computer programs. Everything was straight lines.
Yeah.
Everything. Even when they're going across the landscape, it's
Mhm.
all straight lines. And I like that there wasn't organic stuff. I
Mhm.
mean, other than the actors,
Yeah.
of course.
Which is what
But
Legacy
even
loses.
then they all had straight lines on their body. I mean, nothing was just organic flowers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I love that. And the sky, the sky was just a solid, just what you would expect if you were inside of it, because you wouldn't be having mountains or
No.
you
You
know.
only know the
Well, I'm gonna bring this up
electronics.
because I've already seen Legacy. You wouldn't have stormy clouds in the sky like in Legacy, like in the follow-up movie.
Yeah. You wouldn't have an
I'm
upside down world that's technology, which is what Legacy did. If we went into the grid right now like this, it would look like this, but it would have like a streak of neon blue light through it now and then.
got away from that. But the whole look, I mean, when they're on the solar ship,
Yeah.
it was beautiful. It was beautifully
Mhm.
designed. Um, I love the shading on the sails themselves
Yeah.
because it gave it just a computer feel.
Mhm.
As you said, the light cycles
Yeah.
and the fact that it's an empty, you know, just grid,
Mhm.
and these light cycles are following the grid,
Yeah.
and you got shading on the light cycles themselves.
Mhm. Versus Legacy, where you're driving all around, leaving it, which ruins the point of the game because the game is to.
We're gonna have troubles with Legacy because we're gonna keep comparing it, to the original.
It didn't stand up to it,
You
and
can't
that's
say
why.
that because we haven't done that review. You're done. They won't even have to watch.
Spoiler alert.
So, anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. Before I say anything else,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Um,
You should watch it. Highly recommend it. If you've seen it before and haven't watched it, watch it again. You'll be surprised how much I think it stands up.
yeah. No, I definitely highly recommend it. I mean, it's it stands up 40 years later,
Mhm.
and the characters are enjoyable enough.
Yeah.
Just looking at this time capsule of a film that that succeeded in what they tried to do
Mhm.
and created this world that, even in 1982, there was nothing else that looked like this.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that. So highly recommend it for me as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's it, guys.
Yep.
Go watch it again. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if there's any like favorite cult movies you have that maybe people have forgotten about or
Yeah.
that's hidden, because that'd be cool for us to watch. Because
Are there any other Tron-like movies out there that I'm not aware of that came out of this? Because I'm sure there's other low budgets that tried to rip off Tron, only, like Robot War or something. But there were
Yeah.
movies like that. So maybe, maybe there's something that I missed, that had this kind of color palette,
Mhm.
these sets like this.
Yeah.
I would love to find movies like
Me
that
too.
to be able to compare and see what other people, because somebody had to have copied this back then,
Yeah.
you would think.
Must have. Yeah. Easily.
Yeah. But I don't recall any.
Me neither.
It was unique. So, all right, we're out of here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know if you love Tron or if you hate Tron, and what do you think of the follow-up movies?
Yeah. And you'll be hearing more from us on both of those.
Yeah,
Very soon.
yeah. Watch for our other reviews on the Tron trilogy.
That's right.
All right, so we're out of here. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you liked it.
Mhm.
Did you see it before this?
I'm pretty sure I saw it before. It's just a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it. Yeah.
This wouldn't have been, because Tron was popular, but I think it was popular for a long time with just my generation.
Yeah.
Until the 2010 movie came out, and then people, I mean, Tron was always there. People always mentioned it, but I think that resurrected,
Mm.
Tron for a newer generation, for younger people like yourself at
Yeah.
the time. Because I would assume you probably, I mean, if you watched it, it was probably on cable,
Yeah.
in the background while you're watching, My Little Pony or whatever it was you watched.
One that was on.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
it was.
But no, I saw Tron, but it's been, like I said, a long time. But rewatching it again, so good still. So good. Great movie.
Nope, I agree. All right, so we're out of here.
Yep.
So are we high-fiving? We're buddy ball.